to know that we've had a couple of developments and enhancements that have come up that I think you guys are going to be super, super happy with. And so I want to hit on a couple of those right now as we get ready to kick off this month. A couple of the things that we're doing and working on I think will be important for you guys to understand, exactly what we are doing in order to support you in the field. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the resource library that we've been working diligently on in the back office to give you guys the tools for success. And that resource library, if you go to marketing tools when you're in your back office and you go to resource library, it's down at the bottom of the tab when the tab expands, you guys will see resource library. Under resource library, you're going to see all kinds of tools that you just absolutely have been screaming for. As a matter of fact, I got a note from Jackie Christensen today saying, hey, your guys' PowerPoints were unbelievable. Is there a way that we can get a copy of those? Well, Jackie, yes, there is a way for you to get a copy of those. You can go to the back office, go to marketing tools, touch the tab, go to resource library, and you'll see all kinds of assets, brochures, catalogs, events, forms, videos, PowerPoints, etc. There's all kinds of information in there that you guys can download, and we, again, are going to continue to fill that up with as much information, with as much of the assets that we can come up with to try to give you, again, all the resources at your fingertips. What we hope is that you have the ability to navigate on your own and to be able to download and be able to print and be able to show people some of these amazing things what the Sisel is doing without actually having to jump in and do it by calling me or calling Milo or calling customer service or calling somebody else within the company. You will have that access at your fingertips. So again, real simple, marketing tools, resource library, and once that drop-down hits, you guys click on that, you're going to find all kinds of information that will give you access to, again, a lot of the details that you guys want. So again, I'm excited about that because we get hit all the time, even if it comes to artwork that you need for your website or for your own tools that you're building. If it's videos that you want to send out, it's information that you want to give to other people, it's all sitting right there. So again, you guys can download as much as you want, eat as much as you want of that because it's all a buffet and you guys can just go absolutely enjoy yourself by getting back in there. Now, the second thing is something that we announced at Mower Mountain. Many of you saw the loyalty reward program, the loyalty reward points pop up in your back office. That was for a reason because we want to show you that we were actually keeping tabs on everything that you guys have been doing back there, and we wanted to make sure that you guys were understood and knew that those rewards were back there so that you guys can see them and they're tangible. Well, we started testing it last week. Everybody may have, obviously there were a number of orders that went through. I think it was probably somewhere around $10,000 worth of orders that went through over the course of the last week or so. We had shut it down. We were trying to work on an issue for Japan. Japan does a lot of COD, which unfortunately this doesn't add or give you that ability to create that same type of transaction. So we're working on that. But nonetheless, we just turned that piece off. And by tomorrow afternoon, sometime in the afternoon, you guys will see those pop up. And let me explain real quickly how this works. This program is a phenomenal program, one that's so phenomenal we didn't realize how phenomenal it was until we didn't have it. And I want everybody to know that we have been working feverishly doing everything we can to make sure that you have those loyalty reward points so that you guys can see that the more you spend on products that you love consuming on a monthly basis, the more you'll get back in terms of a rebate back on your product that you guys can use. And a lot of people will use it. They'll tell me, Aaron, I bought a bottle of this. I had never tried it, but I wanted to try it. I have my loyalty rewards points in the back office. So they went ahead and bought that. Now, that was in the previous back office system. But in the new system, it's just finally programmed to the point where we feel confident that what you're going to see and what you're going to get is exactly what you should be getting and receiving in terms of the points. So those have been tabulated, and we've been watching that over the course of the last year. So we really went back to June of 2017. We assumed you'd have June, July, August, and September, and then we turned it live into the new back office in October. Well, that meant that those points that you guys had accrued actually ended up just going away. You didn't have the ability to use those. What we want to make sure is that you know that we went all the way back to June, and we gave you guys the ability to use those points so that you guys can go back in and buy those products that you want, use those products that you haven't maybe tried before, And the way the program works is that for every dollar you spend over 100 points, so we use PV because it's easier around the world, but for every point you spend, you get back 5% if it's 100 to 199 points, or PV. If it's 200 to 299 PV, you get back 6%. And if it's over 300 points per month, which many of you do, it actually is 8% in terms of a redemption that you guys get to use to go back in and again buy those products that you want, the products that you may have not used before. And the way that you'll see it in the first blush, the first thing that you guys will see is for those of you that have been on for a year with Sisel, going from June all the way through, you'll see those pop up. You'll have 3 different vouchers in the back office, 3 different coupons. Those coupons will be available for you to use, but you can only use one every 30 days. So once you use it, it's gone. That goes away. Another one will pop up in the next 30 days. So in essence, you have 90 days. If you've been with us for 4 months or longer, let's say you've just been with us for 4 months and July was the end of the month. August 15th, you'll see a new number pop up. You'll be able to go in. Those will have a 30-day expiration as well. But again, for those of you that have been on since June of last year all the way through to today, you'll actually see those pop up as redeemable vouchers that you can use. And again, you get to use one every 30 days. So again, if you have 3 in the back office, you'll be able to use one every 30 days over the course of 90 days until the 3rd one is expired. So we hope that gives you guys a little bit of confidence that we've been working hard. Again, just trying to make sure that we've got exactly what you guys needed in terms of us going back in and giving you guys the ability to have, again, something at your fingertips, the ability to use it, and you guys can go in and do it on your own. You don't have to have anybody else. We'll have a big blog post coming out tomorrow. It'll explain how to redeem your points. The only thing I'll say is just take note of this. It's not valid to be used for either tax or shipping or both. So you guys will not have the ability to use it for tax or shipping. But again, let's say that you wanted to get a 2-pack of H-Pill. It's $120 in the U.S. So you use that voucher. Let's say you've got $75. You only need another $45 in order to pick up the H-Pill. And again, tax and shipping will not be included in that voucher. But that'll give you guys the ability to go in and, again, try some of those products. Maybe it's for sampling. Maybe it's for giving back to your customers. Maybe it's for whatever it may be. You guys have that capability now. And, again, tomorrow afternoon, that'll pop on. So I'm super excited about that enhancement and final development that was in the back office, folks. You got to realize we have been beating our back office provider Senseless, trying to let them know the importance of this, and we're going to use this as a big marketing campaign. It'll be a great onboarding process for you to bring people on to Sisel and let them know exactly how the program works so that you guys can get them excited and motivated to go out and use that product on a monthly basis. And as they use that product on a monthly basis, again, spending over 100 PV per month, they'll be enrolled into that program automatically. It's just automatic. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to sign up for anything. They don't have to click a box. We automatically tally those numbers over the course of the 4 months. In the 5th month, you get your voucher. You have 30 days to use it. It has an expiration of 30 days from that point forward. So again, we apologize for the time it's taken us to get some of these up and running, but we want you to know that it's been well worth it. We're going to have this program just absolutely humming by the time you guys start using it. Again, that's tomorrow. So if you've been on longer than a year, you guys will know that you have those 3 vouchers in the back office. If you've been on for, let's say, 6, 7, 8 months, you'll see those pop up in the back office as well. If you've been on just for a short 4 months, or even if you've just gotten involved, the good news is that you'll start running that today, and that'll go through the course of the next couple of months. So at any rate, I'm super excited about that. Again, I know that there are many of you that have been asking for that over the course of the last year. We apologize. Matter of fact, Tom Jr. will always say, the last thing I want to be known as is a liar, because I told everybody that it would be working, that we wouldn't have a problem. And I'm telling you, I feel the same way. It's our integrity that is on the line. We wanted to make sure that you guys knew that it is back in the back office. I just got a note from Tim Proctor saying, hey, he had a chance to use it in the past. It works very, very well. It's very simple to use. So obviously he was one of those that jumped in while we were doing the testing and was able to use his points. But again, we want you to know that that's an excitement level on our side that we're ready for. We've been ready for it for a long long time. What we didn't realize, again, as I mentioned, is that this is a great onboarding process to bring people into the company, teach them how to use the reward system, make sure that they spend at least over 100 points per month or 100 PV, and they're going to get rewarded back on that. The other one is coming right on its heels will be the shipping rebate, and that is for anybody that spends over 250 PV every single month over the course of 12 months. We will reimburse you for all of your shipping and get that back to you in the form of a voucher. So that'll be coming right behind this first development that we just finally got done. But the good news is, again, you'll have that capability to see that immediately, and that'll be a huge, huge hit for those people that are spending a lot every single month, having multiple orders shipped out. Again, we cover it all the way back, and we look at the entire month. We don't just look at an order. So that'll cover the entire amount over the course of the 12 months. That rebate comes back to you. And again, it's great news for those people that have been either shipping to Canada, shipping Australia, subsidizing some of that as well. So you guys will have a chance to see that come back. So again, folks, those are the great announcements. I've got one more coming up at the end of the call, but I've got a couple of people that I want to introduce to you right now and bring them on the call. So Marianne Stoltzfus, you guys took a long trip across the U.S. from Pennsylvania. You guys had a wonderful experience. You came out here and just literally made it happen. I couldn't believe how competitive people got. Dominic talked earlier about the obstacle course that was set up. I think Tom Jr. coined it the gauntlet, and it really was. It was a lot of fun. These guys just absolutely had a blast. People running around, people doing all kinds of crazy things. I don't want to steal the thunder, but Benuel was one of my all-time favorites. As he was running the barrel racing, had the horse, came across the line as he was running towards the barrel to get around it, ended up tripping, falling, losing a shoe, went over the top of the barrel, lost the head off the stick pony, and literally jumped back up and kept on running without a shoe, without the head of the pony, and made the rest of his circuit, and then got back across the line. I sent Marianne that video today because it absolutely just charges me up every time I see it. So Marianne, this event, Mower Mountain, the opportunity to come out and spend time with like-minded people and rub elbows and touch and chat and best practices and successes. How did you enjoy Mower Mountain? Marianne Stoltzfus.
Wow, Aaron, how in the world am I going to put that all into just a quick couple minutes? It was. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfect.
Okay, great. And thanks for having me on the call. It was absolutely awesome. It just touched my heart again to be with all the different people, the fun we had. What I want to say is to the people that are listening on the call, when you go out there and you see the facility, you see the Tom's house and your family, it is yours. It is yours to enjoy the swimming pool. It is yours to have a picnic out on the outside. It is yours to sit on this huge couch setting that he has and to listen to his stories. It is yours to mix and mingle. It is ours. Tom Mower said, I could stop and do what I'm doing. I could, he said, I have made my wealth. I don't need the money, but I continue doing this for you. I continue doing this because it is my duty to continue creating the products that we're making, that we're formulating, the best that there is, the wisdom that he has been given. I'm doing this for you. They gave us all the tools that we needed, the product information, the fun. But there's another part to this story that we don't want to forget. Somebody had to do the work. And guys, do you know who was out there working? It was Laura. It was Andre. It was Veronica. It was Rich. It was the staff, Greg. It was all the people, the voices that we hear at corporate office. They were all out there making this happen, working, serving us as if we were the finest of guests. Now, if we can take that same, and I loved what Billy Troyer had said, we were going to try and have Billy on the call. I don't know if he's on the call or not, but I loved what he had shared. He said Tom Mower and his team, they gave everything they had to serve us. Now it's our duty to take that mission, to take that same hospitality, to take that same spirit of giving, bring it back and give it to the people around us. Open up our homes, open up our hearts, listen, share, and welcome them into our family. That's what it was, Aaron. It was even more than just Ben and I. Yeah, we had an absolute blast, zip lining, trying to get that egg across the pond, and for Mervin, riding the horse that just wouldn't go. Sometimes teamwork is that way. You have the best rider on the horse, but things can still go wrong. It's okay. We regroup and we use the strengths of the team to finish strong. Doesn't matter if you come in second, third, or fourth. We finished strong. We did our best. We worked together, and it was an absolute blast. There was one thing that I wanted to say yet. It was awesome for us to go out there, but for the brand new people that had never been there, to watch them and to see that mission come alive in them, Aaron, that was priceless. I mean, to go home and to have everybody, the bus trip was amazing, to have everybody share on that bus the things that they picked up. I was wishing that Tom could be sitting in a corner and could be hearing the chatter, because it would have warmed his heart. Back to you.
Well, Marianne, thank you. And again, your leadership is unbelievable. Your people just absolutely admire and adore you. And we do as well. And we thank you, from the staff to you and to everybody that came out and spent time with us. That was important for us as well. You didn't hear me talk about it earlier, but the staff all of a sudden have a great new resolve to help you in the field, because they see what you do for us on a daily basis, and we recognize what everybody does, and we need to make sure that we're there to support them in a different way, and that passion grew. So it was a lot of fun, and the fact is that I don't think anybody had a more determined faith on the bull riding. We had the mechanical bull there, folks, and I'm telling you, Marianne had that face. I've got video of it. I've got photos of it. And I'm telling you, at some point, I'm plastering that thing all over the place, because there was a person on there that said, I will not get thrown off by this bull. And she stayed on it, guys. And it was absolutely one of the funniest things I've ever seen. But it was the face that was pure determination. I will not get thrown off this. Now everybody got thrown off. There's no question. But it was a lot of fun. So, Marianne, again, thanks for your leadership. Thanks for being such a wonderful person and just an absolute ambassador to the Mowers as well. So thanks again for being on the call. And folks, we've got Linda Esch, and I want to bring Linda on. The fact is, we have so many different people and so many new people that had the opportunity to come out. I think we did a raise of hands at one of the events, and we found out that about half of the people had never been out to Utah before and spent time with us and do any type of these experiences. But Linda, I want to ask you, how was your event? What did you take away from it? What did you enjoy while you were there? Take people into the event itself and give people a little bit of an understanding of what you saw and experienced as you were out here at Mower Mountain. Linda Esch, welcome to the call.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thanks for having me on the call. It's an honor to be here, and now to try to tell people what we took away from Mower Mountain, what we experienced. I came down to the point that you really can't tell anyone exactly what we felt, because you can tell people the stories, you can tell people about the fun we had, the challenges we had, the stories we shared, the stories we heard. But when it comes down to it, once you get out there, you tour that facility, you spend a few days with the Mowers, with corporate, something settles down into your heart that you know that this is real, and it's not just imaginary, and it's not just a bunch of hype. It is as real as it can get. It's hard to bring that back, but I'm going to do my absolute best to show my team what this is all about, that it is about helping people, because that's what I got out of it. Was all through the event, one thing that really touched my heart was we had our 3 little children there. Thursdays it was a warm day, and our 2-year-old, she's almost 2, she conked out, was taking a nap. I just put her back in the corner there on the barn, on the floor, on a t-shirt. And soon I saw Thomas Jr., the third, was back there just fanning her with his cowboy hat. She was still sleeping. He was just back there making sure she doesn't get too hot. That warmed my heart that they cared about the smallest people that are there. And just all through the event, to see Tom up there talking, sharing his passion, his vision, his dream. Like Marianne said, he wouldn't have to do this, but we know that he is doing it for us because we see what he has. We know that he wouldn't have to do what he's doing. So we just really enjoyed it. And also to corporate staff, I was amazed at what they did. I mean, they worked so hard. They were driving those vans. I'm sure they were so tired of loading people up, but they never showed that they were tired of it. It seemed like they were just enjoying it. And like Marianne said, they treated us like kings and queens. So we really enjoyed our time out there. Hopefully we will get the chance to go out again. But meanwhile, we're going to do our best to share the mission with others and show people what Sisel really is. So thanks for having me on. Back to you.
Hey, Linda, thank you so much. It was so much fun spending time with you and your husband and your family, and to see you guys out there just enjoying yourself. It's not often that folks we get to just literally disconnect from everybody, from the world, and literally just go and have a bunch of fun. And that's what I felt at the end of the event. I'll tell you, I was tired. There's no question that I was tired. I spent a lot of time with a lot of different people with thoughts and ideas and opinions, and you get done with those events. But I'll tell you what, everybody's marching in the same direction, to the same beat of the drum, and it was just an absolute honor to be able to host you guys there and to be able to spend time with you guys. Now, I don't know if we've got Eli and Lizzie on or not, and I sometimes throw that out, but Eli, Lizzie, are you there? I don't hear them yet, but I'll tell you what, we've got a great person coming up in a couple of minutes. That's Sisel Mower. She wants to do a quick recap and say farewell to everybody. But I'll tell you what, Anthony Bacchini, I want to bring you on. Again, like Dominic, you had all your family there. You guys were able to spend time with different people from different walks of the planet, literally enjoying the opportunity to learn and to grow and to ask them, what's working for them, what's not working for them, but then to experience the Mower Mountain. Anthony Bacchini, tell us what you took away from this event.
Hey, Aaron, thank you so much for having me on. Going out to Mower Mountain is always amazing. I was lucky enough to go in 2014 as well, and one of the things that you don't necessarily see unless you go is meeting all those new people, whether they're from the corporate staff that I haven't met that have been, Malia I met for the first time. She's been with Sisel for 7 or 8 years, and it's just amazing to meet people like that. But you got distributors from Australia and Japan that I've met before that were there that, reconnecting with them was amazing, and also, some of the new distributors from over there. It's awesome to see, kind of talk to people and see what they're doing in their markets to make it successful. Hearing from Jim and Scott on, kind of some of the intricacies of their markets and all that. It's really unique. It's unique to Mower Mountain. You can't really get that anywhere else. We were able to spend time, like you said, with my family. It's awesome to have everybody out there, but there's six of us, and we all made the trip. Leon and Dominic drove from Pennsylvania over, flew to Pennsylvania, and then drove to Utah. Made long road trips, and me, Lisa, and my parents flew over, which is a little bit easier on us. But we have our family there, which is amazing. But that's more important than that is spending time with the Sisel family. And well, what's the Sisel family for me? We've been with Sisel for six years now. I think I'm losing track. But it's not just the Mowers, and we know about their family and the Mower mission and how important that is. And they're part of our family as well, especially after some of the stuff that happened in the past year. For me personally, seeing with the corporate staff and everyone, how much they truly care about you outside of the business. Some things happen, and it's amazing to see how the people rally together. But our family is our Sisel friends from corporate and also in the field, and I just love spending time with everybody. One thing that the people who don't go don't know is that Sisel didn't hire an event company to do this. It's just Sisel staff running around picking up dishes and whatever they're doing, setting tables up, chairs. It's the staff. So you see the vice president, you see directors of countries, of departments running around picking up trash, and you don't see that anywhere else. That's part of living the way the Mowers do is having everybody work as hard as they possibly can all of the time, and you're never going to see that anywhere else. And just to mention one person by name, Lisa Carson, where she was thrown into the fire from what we were told. She just got there, and they were like, "Hey, surprise, you get to plan this event." So she did awesome. I think everything, went as smoothly as it possibly could have. So it was awesome to have that. And then the last thing is just hearing from the Mowers. Lisa and Thomas are obviously amazing as well. But I'm just going to say a couple things from what Junior and Senior said. Tom Jr., obviously we had a big change in the last year with Aaron talked about the way it looks, the way the company feels, some of the products that are all changing. And one thing that Tom Jr. said that really stuck with me is that the foundation will always be there, meaning that the Mower mission, the thing that this company was built on, will always be there. So even though we had the changes and all of these things changed, it wasn't really a change to the company. It was upgrades. It was upgrades to what we already had. And those important things like the Mower mission and that family feel will always be there because that foundation will always be there. And then Tom Sr. said something that he just said, we can build a much better product than anyone in the world will. And then he said, not that they can't, they just won't. And he just means that he is always, and anyone involved with, making the products and producing the compensation plan and really spending the time with people, they could do it, other companies, but they're not going to take the time to do it. They can't necessarily afford to do it, and they don't have the minds to create the products like Senior does. So it's just amazing to spend time with our Sisel family and to hear from all the Mowers. I'll let Lisa come on so then we can hear from one more. Thank you, Aaron.
Well, Anthony, thank you so much, and you're absolutely right. There's a huge opportunity for people that I don't think they even recognize, and that is to be able to hear and feel and see the hearts of the Mowers. I mean, they all are these incredible people that are just absolutely open arms and will sit and chat with you like they're your next door neighbor, your buddy, your friend, whoever. But that's the type of people that they are. That's the type of people that Tom Mower Sr. has raised. And you're right. It is interesting when you see a guy who just absolutely sits at the helm of the company and says, look, this is the direction that we're going and this is how we're going to get there, and has somebody in sync with him in terms of Tom Jr. that says, here's what I see, in my 10 years down the road, in my 20 years down the road. And that's really what we have to look forward to, is that nothing will change. It will just continue to go on and on and on, this mission of generations and generations that goes around the world. So it was interesting. We had one guy that flew in for just literally about 24 hours, I kid you guys not, from Japan. And so I don't want to make any of you feel bad that weren't able to make it. So just hint, when we talk about future events here in the next couple of minutes. But I do want you to know that when there's a guy who literally jumps on an airplane from Japan, flies out of Narita, flies across, and I don't remember where he hit it in the next spot, but obviously gets to Utah late at night on a Friday night. They pick him up at the airport. They have him at the meetings the next morning. He's there all day for the event on Saturday, and then he jumps on a plane the next morning at 3:30 a.m. and or leaves for the airport at 3:30 a.m. and is back in Japan that same day. Folks, there's no excuses. I'm telling you, there is no excuse that's big enough or good enough to not be out at these events. So we're talking about some of those events tonight. But before we do, I want to bring on Lisa Mower. She is absolutely one of those people that is the listening ear, that receives these crazy emails from all kinds of different people across the world, private messages on Facebook, et cetera, responds to them, tries to figure out how to help the people with their needs and the things that they've done. But for you, Lisa, this is this Mower mission that's been going on almost your whole life, pretty close to it. I won't say age, but if we've got 32 years, you're not much older than that. So if we think about that, you've got all of these years that you've had a chance to really be around all of these great distributors. This Mower Mountain, in my opinion, was one of the best that we've ever had. What did you think of it? What were some of the highlights? And just take some people just into the Mower Mountain experience. Lisa Mower, welcome to the call.
Thanks, Aaron. Can you hear me?
Perfect.
Okay, awesome. It was an amazing Mower Mountain, and I'll actually start from the end of it when it was over. And what we did is when we finished, we said, hey, we need a meeting, and let's discuss the good, the bad, the ugly. We have to talk about this, we did that, what we do different, because we always want to do something better if we can. And while we had a great Mower Mountain, we wanted to get in the meeting and say, hey guys, give those accolades out there. And there was a ton of them, but also say, hey, where could we serve our distributors better? But as we sat around that table and we relived those memories of Mower Mountain, it was a win, and like Aaron said, in my opinion, about any other Mower Mountain we had. We had a lot of people come that we didn't know were going to come in the end. But it's like a family party. It's like the more the better. It's so much more fun when everybody comes. And when you leave, as these other distributors have said, you leave, it's really hard to explain unless you've been to an event and you really form bonds with people. And the activities that we put together are meant to form those bonds. They're meant to give you cross-line contacts and networking and help and support that you're going to need in this business, because this is not a business, as we all know, that you can do it by yourself. And many times we have people who have uplines that they're hard to get a hold of, or they become a little bit separated from. But Sisel is a great business where everybody works together. And when you come to these events, it gives you just more time and a great place to really get to know those other distributors that can help you when you go back home to build a business. We did that relay race, and I'll tell you what cracked me up. It was so funny. And this is kind of how the Mowers do things. I think we do things. We didn't grow up with a lot of money. So when we went to go have fun, we did it in the great outdoors. And we had horses, and we lived in the mountains, and everything we did, we just, we made our own fun with what we had. And that's kind of what Mower Mountain is. You come, we have horses, we have guns, we have the great mountains. And so we did this relay race with these things. And we said, you're going to get on a horse, you're going to run these barrels, you're going to hop in this pond, a real pond, you're going to swim across it, you're going to tie your legs together. And I had people, like, they were just smiling, and they were, like, laughing and loving this. And then when it got time, they really came up to me and were like, hey, are we really getting on a horse? And we're like, yes, you're really getting on a horse. And are we jumping in that mossy pond? We're like, you're jumping in the mossy pond. And they're like, no way. And it was so awesome. And these different teams, all different distributors from different countries and states, and they all got together, and just like Marianne said, they started working together and formulating a plan, taking a look at the weaknesses and strengths of each other and where they'd best be served in that relay race. It was awesome to see. They began to practice. I could see them practicing the three-legged race or the two-legged race where it's tied together, and you see people saying, okay, I'm a really good swimmer, and someone saying, I can do the horses. But they were really shocked. We were just going to have this major relay race with this aid. And to see this whole thing go off, and seriously, we had teams that were within seconds of winning each other. This is how, it was such a tight, fun competition. But to see everybody just work together, people who didn't know each other, and you just create these instant friendships in these circumstances. And each day, as you get to know them more and more, by the end of the time, it's just like summer camp. You're so sad to leave, and you've made friendships, and with us too, because as we sat in our meeting and said, hey, this is what we love, this is what maybe we need to do better, many of our employees said, this makes it easier for me to do my job, because as I hear Marianne's name, or I hear Dominic's name, or whoever's name, I can now put a face to it and feel more comfortable to say, hey, I don't need someone from sales to call. I can call him. I know this person now. We bonded. We had such a great time, and this is a friendship I have now. So to hear it even from our end was amazing. So, like Erin said, to me, and I think everybody agrees so far, and we've had many of them now, it is by far our best Mower Mountain. So now, as we talk about our future events coming up, and it's going to be exciting, I cannot wait. Please, please, this is not a revenue creating event process for us. We don't do this to make money. We do this to get you here, to learn more about our business, to learn more about you, and have you learn more about us. So please, as we plan this next event, come and join us and experience what everybody that you've listened to on tonight's call experienced, because we would love to have you. It was a great time. I want to tell everybody, thank you so much for coming and supporting us. I loved every second of it. I'll give it back to you, Erin.
Well, Liesl, thank you. And for those of you that don't know, and of course it was a little bit dark inside the gymnasium in Tom Senior's house, he of course showed up to Liesl's presentation, and like a good dad would, he started throwing grapes from the back. And oddly, his shot was so good that it actually landed and nested in Liesel's hair, and so she was like, "What is that?" And immediately said, "Is my dad in here?" So we all know that that she gets to do things that none of us can. I watch her roll her eyes at her dad, or tell him to sit down or do whatever, because it's just a lot of fun. But it is a big family, and it's fun to watch. And even though your dad drove his Ferrari around the gun range out in the field and tried to spin donuts, and you roll your eyes and say, "Dad, you idiot," none of us can get away with that. So, Liesel, we appreciate that in you.
Well, and then I'll keep doing it.
Yeah. So, and even we were sitting in his office today, folks, and I asked Liesel, "Hey, can you jump on the call tonight and kind of wind it up for us?" And she said, "Oh, absolutely." And I said, we're going to have about 30 minutes. And she said, "What? You want me to talk for 30 minutes?"
I know,
and I said, I said, no, it's going to be a total of 30 minutes. Well, folks, we've got a little bit longer.
There's another one I'm
Thanks for being on the call tonight, Liesel. And for those of you that are on the call with your lines or unmuted, please mute them so that we can continue. We'll get through this. But again, Liesel, thanks for being on the call. Thanks for being such a great host. And your dad opens up his house every year and just lets anybody come and enjoy what he says his previous company and this company has built for his distributors. So we are like a great big family, and we had a lot of fun. So we did make an announcement, folks. We made an announcement to the select group of people that were there. We wanted to make it a little bit more formal. We haven't made the announcement formally yet, but we are going to do a big event. We're going to be looking at a little bit of a convention. I don't want to call it a giant convention because I'm not going to go worldwide. We're going to do regionals in different parts of the world where we do Europe, Australia, Japan, and of course the U.S. and Canada. But we're going to do a great event where we're so excited about it. We really are. We think this is going to be just an absolutely phenomenal event where everybody can come, and it's an easy place to get to. Our growth is on the East Coast. We see so many people coming on board in Central America, and well, that doesn't sound right, in the Central States as well as the Southern and Eastern Seaboard. And so we've got a great opportunity to come together. We had looked at different venues in different parts of the world. We looked at different thoughts and ideas when it came to cruises. We've done Mexico. We've done different spots like outside of Budapest on Lake Balaton for what we call the little town of Seafolk. We've had great events there where we brought people in from all over the world. But the fact is that we decided that we wanted to do something a little bit more localized. And we also wanted to do something that allowed you to bring your families, if you decide to come out and use it as a great opportunity to expense it like a good network marketing person would with a business, and use those write-offs to be able to get to that event, but also to be able to enjoy the surrounding area. So we made the announcement, Orlando, and Orlando has one of the biggest convention draws in the entire world. It happens to be one of the best places. In previous life, I actually had 2 different events that I went to that were big reward trips as well as big training trips for literally thousands and thousands of employees where it was in Orlando. One of the main reasons why we went to Orlando was because it has Disney World, it has SeaWorld, it has Epcot Center, it has Universal Studios. It has so much to do. The ocean is within about an hour and a half. And so what a great place to congregate and to bring everybody together. We're looking at May of 2019. We're excited about it because we believe it will give you guys, just like Liesel said, get to these events. We don't do it. Folks, we've never made money on one of our events. Maybe we're idiots. We've just never made money on one of our events, but primarily it's because, like Liesel said, we want you guys to come together. We want you to join arms and lock and embrace each other and bring people into this incredible family and help them understand why we are so different and what that difference means to them and to their future and how they can build a great empire for themselves and help people with their health, help people with their wealth, help people with their happiness, give people an opportunity to succeed and learn and grow. And that's really what we're doing. You know, I have such great faith in the staff, but I also have such great faith in you guys. And I know that you guys will do absolutely everything you can to get to this event, to bring people from far and wide. We obviously have already had commitments from people that are outside of the U.S. Because the flights into Orlando are fairly inexpensive. So for people to get out there, to be able to enjoy some of those landmark resorts and amusement parks, what a great chance to go there and to bring a family or just to bring your loved one, whoever that may be, and to go hang out and spend a couple of days on the front end or the back end of the event. And we will get more information out. We're actually locking down a lot of details right now, but we'll get more information out to you so that you can start to plan ahead. And it'll give you a great opportunity for us as well to help you guys by rewarding you with little mini contests along the way. For instance, maybe there's a family pass to Disney World that will be up for grabs. Maybe there's a Epcot Center, Universal Studios, SeaWorld. Maybe there's a trip out to the ocean. Maybe there's an opportunity to spend time with the Mowers and to sit knee to knee with these great people. Whatever it might be, we want to be able to do that. We want to be able to give away rooms for nightly stays. We want to do all those wonderful things. But this is not a traditional contest. We want this to be more of a get-together, more like a mini convention, make it a leaders convention, bring people together, give them the opportunity to see each other, talk about best practices, learn, educate, inform, empower, give you guys the ability to go back to your teams like Linda Esch said, and take all of that wonderful wisdom that you learn and give it back to the people that need it the most. And those are the people that are new, that are trying to find their way, that are looking for advice and suggestions, that are looking for the help that they've been requesting. We all talk about commitments. Those commitments are promises that we make to these people. So to be able to get them to these events, get the newest people to these events, is going to solidify for them and validate for them what we've been talking about and what you've been talking about. And again, I know Dominic talked about it up front, this incredible manufacturing facility that is very different than anybody could talk about. We obviously manufacture for a lot of companies that are our competitors, and they do talk about their own manufacturing facility. Well, they can call it theirs if they'd like, but we all know where it's done. The good news for us is we do differentiate. We are a different type of company. It's the commitment that Tom Sr. and Tom Jr. made 32 years ago to control end-to-end their products, to give you guys the highest quality, to never be content with the formulations they've developed, much to our chagrin. Lisa and I always joke about the fact that Tom Sr. will make an adjustment to a formula, not even think twice about it, and we're the ones that are out there going, oh, okay, how do we message this out? Well, Tom Sr., Tom Jr., they're just never content. They're always looking at new scientific breakthroughs. They're looking at new information. And of course, as Dominic said, they can do things unlike anybody else can. And Anthony said the same, and we just got so many people that had that validation this past week and a half ago. But guess what, folks? Although we'd love to do it here, it's a long ways away from that eastern seaboard. We want to give more people the opportunity to get down there, charter buses, rent vans, do whatever you've got to do. Just like we found out those 3-day trips out and 3-day trips back that people spent, we're hoping that it's a day down and a day back for those people that don't drive, and for those other people that need to jump on a plane, train, or automobile, bus, whatever it may be to get the transportation there. We hope you'll start to make that commitment now. Start planning for it. We're going to do everything we can to lock down as much detail as we can over the course of the next couple of days so that you guys know exactly when we're going and what the dates are so that you guys can go out and have just an absolutely wonderful time spending time with your Sisel family as well as your own family. And we thought that would be just the absolute perfect place to bring people together. So everybody on the call, I want to thank those that participated tonight.